Right, 25 February 2020, and Chief Ndiweni has come under attack in Matabeleland from a number of hardliners. So hardliners in the sense that these are people who have taken a position and they're not willing to see any other positions. So the issue here is the issue of Edim Nangagwa's current initiative in Matabeleland, where he is planning to do about two things, which is to find out what happened during Gukurahundi, to move or to rebury the bodies of people that were killed during Gukurahundi, and to compensate victims of Gukurahundi. Now, last week, Chief Ndiweni made a tweet, and in that tweet, he said there are some people who want to make the issue of Gukurahundi tribal, whereas it is not a tribal issue, it was a government program. So people who are actually killing people in Matabeleland during Gukurahundi were doing so not for tribal reasons, but because they had been sent by the government. So I want to deal with this issue this week. I want to put out a number of episodes. I want us to clarify what is Gukurahundi, what happened, and the myths. We want to deal with the myths. What are the stories around Gukurahundi? The issue of Ntumbane, the issue of Gwesela and the dissidents, and we also want to look at the issue of why the British government supported Gukurahundi. But today, let us limit ourselves to the issues of the attack on Chief Ndiweni by the Matabeleland Hardliners. So Chief Ndiweni is being attacked because there are people who are saying when people were being killed during Gukurahundi, it was tribal. All Shona people were opposed to all Ndebele people, and all Ndebele people were victims of the people who were attacking, and these people were attacking because they were Shonas. So this is a very sensitive topic, and I want to deal with it in a very sensitive manner. The reason why I'm saying this is it's a very painful topic to many people. Last week, I watched people recounting their stories of Gukurahundi on my friend Zenzele Ndebele's channel site. And there were a number of people there talking about what happened during Gukurahundi, how they watched people getting killed, how the ruthless people who were attacking in Matabeleland made life so difficult for many people. And when you listen to those stories, if you are not a person that was there are certain things that you start to realize. And one of the things that I started to realize is that this topic has got a possibility or an ability to divide people even further. So if you look at what is happening now, Chief Ndiweni is a national figure. No one is looking at Chief Ndiweni as a tribal leader or as a local leader. So when Chief Ndiweni speaks, everybody listens. So Chief Ndiweni is a uniter. He's bringing people together. However, there are a number of people that are very vocal. And in this case, I'm talking about people like Paul Swela, my friend Gary Jackson Twala, Siposami Malunga, Mlungisi Dube. All these guys, these are younger guys that have a following on YouTube, on Facebook, or whatever platform. So the hardliners are people who are queuing up behind people that are normally followed by people, but they have the sinister motive. For example, if you take Paul Swela was previously a leader of a faction, I think of ZAPU, and he fled Zimbabwe. So if the issue of Gukurahundi was to be solved, I don't think this would be an advantage to most of the guys. So the political guys, the political groups, the activists, they stand to benefit more if the issue of Gukurahundi is not solved. So it will be reasonable for them to start attacking Chief Ndiweni, who wants the issue to be resolved, who wants the bonds to be reburied, who wants people to be compensated. However, the young hardliners, they are saying, firstly, the people that caused Gukurahundi should not be presiding over the issue of Gukurahundi. Secondly, Shona people should not be involved in the process. So in the whole process, all the civil servants who must be involved in this process, there must not be any Shona person in it. They're also saying, so this is where I want to go. They're also saying this was a tribal issue. So when you're solving this issue of Gukurahundi, you must also solve other issues of marginalization, issues of tribalism, issues of tribal domination, issues of people coming into Matabeleland and invading and making themselves powerful in the region. Whereas these issues should be separated. So if someone had their father killed during Gukurahundi, they don't have a birth certificate, that person wants a birth certificate, they want to be compensated, they want to know where the body of their father is. They don't want to deal with all these other big issues. So if Idi Mnangagwa comes and says, let's deal with the issue of Gukurahundi, that is a good thing. There is nothing wrong with that. Let's find the bodies and bury them. That is a good thing. The issue of truth-telling, this is an important issue. But this is where I think also the government, when they set up their commission, they need to make these issues public. So when I listen to the stories of the people that were there during Gukurahundi, they do not have knowledge of what happened at the top. So someone can tell you that soldiers came into my home and shot people, or they came and killed my father, but they won't be able to tell you who gave the order, who deployed the soldiers, were the soldiers acting legally or illegally, was it a government program or a tribal program. So when people speak, they speak emotionally, but the truth won't come out until you bring out commanders. So people like Parents Siri, they need to come up and speak at a higher level. So whatever commission you set up, it needs to start at the top. And this means you cannot just say only people from Matabeleland can preside over whatever processes happen around restitution, around truth-telling. So it's a very complicated topic. And as it is proving right now, it's proving to be very, very difficult because the hardliners are vocal and the government is not able to communicate properly what they're doing. They're trying to solve the problem at a low level, whereas the solution should be at a higher level. Idi Mnangagwa himself must come and speak out and say what happened during Gukurahundi. What was 5th Brigade? Who deployed 5th Brigade? Why were they trained in North Korea? What happened when they came out? So the higher level issues need to be dealt with, but they can't be dealt with at a regional or local level. They have to be dealt with at a very, very high level, which means that the terms of reference of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission or whatever body you have in Zimbabwe must be broadened. This needs to be given priority because it has the ability to divide the nation even further, and it can be taken advantage of by hardliners, people that I call hardliners. Hardliners, they can be people who just use a cell phone. They don't have anything to lose. They can say a lot. But on the ground, this issue of Gukurahundi is causing a lot of chaos. Right. So this is basically what I wanted to say today. Chief Ndiweni under attack. How is he going to react? Is he going to move to the side of the hardliners? Is he going to move even closer to Idi Mnangagwa? Is he going to lose his popularity in Matabeleland and his influence? And if that happens, what's the impact on Idi Mnangagwa's program of trying to bring restitution, truth-telling, reburial, and compensation to the victims of Gukurahundi. Very interesting subject. There's a lot that has been happening. There's been splinter groups coming up in Matabeleland because of this issue. It's a very, very topical issue. So I want to keep talking about this issue. Tomorrow, I want to look at why the British supported Gukurahundi. The British were behind this program. They did not oppose Gukurahundi. So let's look at that. And then maybe later on, the next day, I might look at Gwesela. Who was Gwesela? What was his operations? And how many people died at the hands of Gwesela? Right, very complicated and interesting topic, but very, very painful also to many, many people in Matabeleland. In fact, I'll tell you the story that happened during Gukurahundi when I myself was in the area. The very first day when this whole thing happened, I was there. So I'll tell you my story very, very soon, and then we'll take it from there. We want to bring clarity to this issue to many people that do not know what happened in Matabeleland in the early 80s. Right, thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this on WhatsApp, send to as many people as possible. If you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, please like, comment, and share. Thank you very much.